Do you have the money?
Do you have the money? You know that kind of sounds like I was trying to do Kermit, but I ended up sounding like that guy from The Freshman. You ever see that movie, The Freshman? Matthew Broderick.
It's about football, right? Something?
No.
Oh, this, yeah. Yes, with
Bruno Kirby, and
yeah.
Who's that? Who's the famous fat guy?
No. You come to me with a favor.
You never invited, not even for a cannoli.
You come to me with. I told you I was gluten free, and you brought me some bread.
Nothing. Not a raisin, not a cannoli.
I told you I can't digest GMO bread, and you still bring it to me. And I can't even go to the bathroom anymore. You look at me. I'm morbidly obese. What's wrong with you?
Oh, man. And that guy. and Matthew Broderick.
Yes.
And Don Corleone. and there's a great character actor in that movie that played his professor in film school. Got Professor Fleeper, they called him.
1 second. Hold on. Victor. Hold on. Arthur Fleeper. Yeah, President NYU. Paul Benedict. Oh, this guy. Yeah, he played in Jeffersons and stuff.
So many things. He's that guy. He's that character actor.
I always thought he looked like, like Frankenstein, but not. Whatever. I always thought he was be perfect for Frankenstein situation.
Why? I don't get that.
Because he got that face, like that. He's got like a muppety kind of face, and he's tall.
Are we talking about the same guy?
Paul Benedict, yeah, Paul. He was in Jeffersons.
Let me see.
I'll send you here. This guy. He played like the white neighbor, really nice guy neighbor, and what's his name always made fun of him. George Jefferson. Here. If you ever watched the Jeffersons, I'm not sure if you have.
I watched the Jeffersons. I know George and Wheezy. Yeah. Well, I'm trying. If I could just catch 3 words of the song, I could sing the whole song. It's one of one. And moving on up to the east side,
you see the guy,
to
right?
a deluxe apartment in the sky.
I send you his the Wikipedia. If you wanna.
I actually love the Jeffersons. Let's see, Paul Benedict. Sherman Helmsley was hilarious. He was like a black. That's the dude. Yeah, man. I didn't know he was tall. I see what you mean now.
Yeah. He's very like a Frankensteinish, kind of Munsterish. I
guess I don't see that, but I see what. I mean, I can kind of I can stretch the imagination.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy. He was hilarious in the role as this kind of flaky professor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like that's the kind of characters he played. He played these kind of. He was like a nice guy, but he was a good actor.
Yeah. And then his roommate in that movie was a good actor, and if only I can remember his name. He was. You ever see Hoffa?
The one on Netflix, or the older one?
The movie. No, it was a movie with Jack Nicholson.
92.
He's the guy he played the guy who shot him.
Oh yeah.
And but his most famous, I'm thinking about not even mentioning what his most famous role is because it's going to lead to something that we may not be able to climb out of.
To breaking vessels and stuff.
Oh well, no, I wouldn't say breaking vessels, but we're not going to want to stop because it's going to turn into a Lisa Bonet conversation. Not about Lisa Bonet, but
with Marissa Tomei and Smokestacks
and Marissa Tomei. Yeah, I mean, these are like
it's called the Smokestack wormhole.
The event horizon.
Yes.
So the movie was Career Opportunities. Okay, where he played. He was the night watchman or the cleanup guy at a Target. There's
a lot of these movies from the early 90s and early 80s.
Yeah.
I just do not even remember.
But hold on, you might remember. It's possible.
What's her name? Jennifer. Oh my goodness.
That's the one. That's the one.
Goodness. gracious me. She's like, dude, you know
That
she's
that
50 years old, and
that's
she's
the
still,
event arriving.
and she's still, and she's still like, the chimneys, whatever.
You see, I think one of the things that like I was crushing on her because of Once Upon a Time in America. She remember when they were kids. Let's remember, folks. I was also a kid. I was young. I was way younger than anybody in that movie when I watched the movie. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this movie with
I don't
De
need letters.
Niro, and what's his face, Woods.
Yeah, James Woods. Yeah.
Oh, she's in that movie. Oh my goodness, she looks like Brooke Shields in that movie. Dear Lord.
She's a child. She's a child. But
I'm saying
I
she looks like
that
Blue Lagoon situation in that movie.
No. Blue Lagoon situation is like I don't think I even saw Blue Lagoon.
I'm saying the same kind of like I'm looking at her in the movie. She looks like kind of the same kind of deal.
I think they were 12 or 13 or something like that.
The same kind of style. Yeah, it's the same kind of situation. This angelic situation kind of deal.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah, but that movie brings me down. It's a sad movie. The soundtrack is very powerful, and it's like it's kind of like one of those flutes, like the Peruvian flutes. Like there's like a whole series of them.
It's like if you ever watch the episode of South Park with Cartman, the Peruvian pan food people, cat. They have the Peruvian pan. Did you see this one? Here, you gotta hear this. Hey, cat, you make a Peruvian pan. Here. Peruvian flute band. Here. South Park, Craig's Peruvian flute band.
Where are you sending it?
On YouTube.
You're sending it to the text box. Okay.
I'm not telling you. I'm just gonna play it. The audio. Hold on. Oh my god, these ads, crazy. Hold on. Is an ad playing? 1 second. Is it? Here. Hold on.
All right, let's jam. And the 1, and the 2, and the...
They're in the mall. They're all in the mall.
Such cultural music. Very cultural. Yes. Por favor, buy our CDs de música.
What? Is that recent? Like I haven't seen them in like 15 years.
Well, you know what it says? Their CD, the Llama Brothers, Tapas and Moodscapes. and it's like a bunch of them, and then the llama next to
New Age Cartman.
$10. Oh, how cultural!
This is awesome.
They're playing like Mary Had a Little Lamb on all the Peruvian instruments. Oh, now you have the real ones. Yeah, let's listen.
Hey, you guys can't play here. We were here first.
This is the real guy.
There was a time when these bands were like playing on the streets of Manhattan.
I know. They still kind of do, I guess.
And one of them got actually big. I don't remember the name of that band. Peruvian flute band. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but anyway, the soundtrack to Once Upon a Time in America sounds like that, and it was. I forgot the guy. I think it was Sergio Leone. He's the same dude that produced like the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Do you remember the soundtrack to that? Yeah. Dude, that soundtrack is power, man. Even that part, which is a little strange sounding, it's kind of cool, but the rest of it, it's crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, that whole movie was completely carried by Eli Wallach.
Eli Wallach, not by Clint Eastwood.
The whole movie was carried by Eli Wallach.
Eli Wallach is who? Oh, this guy, this menacing whatever thing.
He was the ugly. So obviously Clint Eastwood was the good.
He looks completely different as an older man. He did.
Of course.
Dear Lord, it was like a.
Of course, he got all gray.
Not just all gray, but like it looked like he went from being like a Mexican to like an old Jew.
Dude, there was a movie. There's a movie that he was in where he was a priest of a small island, somewhere off of Sicily, basically. Yeah. Right? It was like one of those like kind of like Sicilian islands, and this was during World War II.
Corsica or whatever they call it.
What did you say?
Let's see. Eli Wallach.
Priest? Eli Wallach. Actually, I don't want people to know the name of this movie because it's kind of messed up.
It's called Keeping the Faith.
No,
with
I don't think so.
When that schmuck marries the shiksa, and there's like an
argument.
in this.
No.
Eli Wallach. No. Oh no, he plays a rabbi in that one. Never mind.
No, so this one's from this is like from the early '80s. Don't look it up because I don't want people to like know the names of this stuff. If anybody, if the two listeners, get curious,
Silva
and it's not necessarily
Vaccaro, a Sicilian immigrant, owner of a cotton gin.
Nope, that's not the one either. Just hear me out, man. I'll explain the plot.
Fine.
Damn, dude.
Damn, see?
Yeah, go send Jamie home, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all right. So it's World War II, and there's like an English officer. I don't know how he got involved on this island, and they're trying to keep him on the island for some reason. I'm not sure why. Mm-hmm. Maybe because they don't want the fascists to take over. I'm not sure. So there was a girl that he fell in love with. There was a beautiful girl on the island. They made it seem like she was a local girl, and and all that kind of stuff. And they created a whole situation for him, like a whole romantic situation for him, where they were tempting him with her and all that kind of stuff. Right? It's unbelievable. And then they even pretended like they thought it wasn't a good idea for him to get involved with her. And he said something like this. He said something craziest thing. He's like, why would you, an English gentleman, want to get involved with a girl from a small Sicilian island? Look at her. She's almost an Arab.
That's hilarious. That's very funny.
That's a crazy line, man.
Dude, you know that, I'll tell you something. The World Cup 1990, was hosted in Italy. Basically, soccer is the biggest sport there, so they really, really care about, when they choose the team, the national team, they rolled out the list of the guys who were chosen, and one of the guys they chose was a guy by the name of Toto Schillaci. No. Toto Schillaci, Salvatore Schillaci, right? When he was announced, he was like a very, very good striker, goal scorer in Italy. When he was actually he was decent. Let's say he wasn't like the best, but he was decent. But when it was announced that he was going to be part of the team, a lot of people were like yelling racist epithets. Why? Because the guy is from Sicily, he's from Palermo. Even though he played for Juventus, which is a northern Italian team, and then afterwards he played for Inter.
Northern Italians don't consider themselves the same people.
They hate whatever they used to. I don't know about now. So, dude, a lot of people were pissed off. They were like this and that and the other. Dude, the guy ended up being the leading scorer of the tournament. He was the leading scorer of Italy. They loved him. They were going berserk. They like embraced the guy afterwards. He basically won them over just by the way he played. But people were so pissed. You have no idea. And they literally called him like negro, like blackie. And the guy was kind of darkish, he was kind of darkish, and there was a whole, people were like, oh, we have a racism problem in Italy, this and that. All like the kind of more left-wing, liberal, let's say, at that time, Italian, the journalists and all these kind of people. But the Italians don't care. They're just racist, whatever. Like, okay,
I'd like to make a statement at this point.
Okay.
Leftists are, and I'm not talking about like, the foot soldiers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people who are controlling those, those emotionally incontinent, lost souls. Okay.
Yeah.
They are extremely robotic, and to borrow a term that you like to use, banal.
Yeah.
In their operations.
Yeah.
Their MO.
Yeah.
So they examine what normal people are like because they're psychopaths, and they don't understand. They don't have the same feelings.
Yeah.
And issues that normal people have.
They need psychological help.
Basically. They don't have conscience.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't know, like, oh, it's bad to stab a puppy? Yeah, it's bad. Okay, so let's see. So these people don't like it when I stab a puppy. Okay, how can we use that against them? We're going to create an organization which pretends to stand up for those rights that they care so much about, but it'll do anything but. In fact, it'll do the opposite. Yeah. And we're going to start, and they seem to not like when women are being beaten and and persecuted. Yeah. So we're going to create an entire movement based on that notion, but we're never going to do anything about it. And especially in the places where it's most needed, we're going to support the enemies of the women in those places. Right. And so on and so forth. I don't need to keep bringing examples. I think the pattern has been established. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. PETA doesn't care about animals. Yeah. Feminists don't care about women. Yeah. Black Lives Matter hates black people. If
feminists care about women, they would go to Saudi Arabia and,
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. To places where women are really horrified. And then as soon as you tell them, well, what about those women over there? Like, oh, that's their culture. I'm not gonna, that's cultural.
Exactly. It's a culture. You have to respect their culture.
Yeah. So everything they touch turns to shit, like Mr. Trump said, President Trump. Yeah. Okay, and it's on purpose too. It's not like they're trying to do anything. All right, I'm done. I felt like I had to express that.
That's all. That's all that's squeezed out of that lemon.
I'm gonna hand it out piecemeal. I'm gonna take it easy. We're gonna take it easy on our two listeners. They've stuck with us, and we gotta be more entertaining.
I'm telling you, man, we have the regular people who comment on these YouTube things, but it's more than two. I can assure you of that.
I would prefer it to be two, because the thought of many people listening to the sound of my lispy voice, I sound like Daffy, makes me a little bit ill. Okay.
First of all, you don't. First of all, there's a friend of ours who says actually that she feels soothed in a very platonic way, like a non-romantic, just kind of like audible, audiophile kind of way, which she is. She is an audiophile, but she feels soothed in a yeah.
I'm okay with my voice. I'm not. I don't dislike my voice. I just dislike the way it comes through my teeth.
Listen, there's nothing.
That sound like Daffy.
There's nothing.
I need to get some work done.
Despicable. Remember the time when Daffy Duck had his bill rearranged and it ended up in the back of his head?
On top, on the side, anywhere, but we're right.
I was like, this is really violent.
It's incredibly.
As a kid, I'm like, that's not. He should just be like decapitated at that point. This is terrible. This is for kids.
It's a fantasy world. It's a world where it's not the same thing. Here's what people don't understand. They are spirits. Yeah. These aren't regular animals.
I know.
Dude, Bugs Bunny is the angel of effing vengeance.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No one wants Bugs Bunny as an enemy. He's the most terrifying
That's true.
character in all of fiction. I hope it's fiction. I hope. One can only hope.
You know who played all those voices? A Jewish guy. Blanc.
I know, Mel Blanc. Of course. The man of 1,000 voices.
Oh my goodness.
That guy was off the hook. He did so many voices. Be very quiet. I am so jealous of that guy. I'm jealous.
Very quiet.
I'm jealous of dudes with elastic voices. Like they can, you know what I mean? They could yell and stuff in a funny way.
Yeah.
Can't do that. I'm jealous of those guys. You know what he did? I think my favorite voice that he did was Foghorn Leghorn.
I'll say it.
Boy. Boy never shuts up. Never, never gets the word in edgewise.
He's like, what do you used to say? He used to say, whatever. I used to.
Boy ain't too sharp.
Boy ain't too sharp. The chicken hawk now.
Yeah. The motor's running, but there's no one behind the wheel. I'm not doing. I won't even try. It's just.
I say you're about as useless as a back pocket on a t-shirt.
No.
Greg, they have the quotes. It's like
it's a horrible abomination what we're doing right now. It's just.
They about as sharp as a bowling ball. Loudmouth, that is. Boy, I say, go boy.
Remember what he did to the dog? Like every time it was like a running theme.
Yeah,
the dog was sleeping. He lifted up its tail and started whacking him in the butt, and then like it would chase him until he get at the end of his leash and go, you know, he'd get caught by the crazy.
Huh. What is this? Dude, it's amazing what we saw, what we downloaded as kids.
No, but listen, I'm glad that I learned some lessons from Bugs Bunny. Okay? Yeah. Because he never starts anything. And it's like there's always a couple of strikes with him. Like the one where it's Bugs versus the opera singer. Okay? So the opera singer is like preparing for his concert, and then Bugs Bunny, he has a rabbit hole not too far away, and so the opera singer is like, you know, practicing his scales, and then Bugs Bunny is like playing like a banjo, you know, he's like singing some kind of like old folky songs.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's messing with the guy's concentration. So he takes Bugs Bunny, he goes there, finds where the song is coming from, he takes the banjo and he pushes it through Bugs Bunny's head, right? And then he does something unbelievably cruel. And then that happens like 2 more times. And then at the end, he takes Bugs Bunny, he ties his ears on a branch, and then stretches him so his head starts knocking into the branch, right? And then after that, you know, the camera pans in on his face, and he goes, "Of course, you realize this means war."
Yes.
When he says that, just try to get on Elon Musk's rocket and go to a different planet.
Pretend that it's about to be Hiroshima, and try not to be within the vicinity of the radius. By the way, Foghorn Leghorn was directly inspired by the character Senator Claghorn, a blustery Southern politician played by Kenny Del Mar on Fred Allen's popular 1940s radio show. Foghorn adopted many of Claghorn's catchphrases such as "I say" and "That's a joke, son." Del Mar's inspiration for Claghorn was a Texas rancher who was fond of saying this. According to Leonard Maltin, the character's voice was also patterned after a hard-of-hearing, West Coast-only radio character from the 1930s simply known as the Sheriff on a radio program called Blue Monday Jamboree. The accent had similarities to that of another Mel Blanc voice, Yosemite Sam, a strictly Friz-Freleng character, and even more similar to Proto Sam character in Stage Door cartoon. Yeah, he's depicted as a very large rooster with southern accent. I just want to see like if there's like any kind of like, they say, often tossing off bits of self-styled sagacity interjected with phrases like "Pay attention, son," or "Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy," both of which borrowed heavily from Senator Claghorn's vernacular. Yeah, see, they have like all these rivalry with Barnyard Dog, DAWG. Many of Foghorn's cartoons involve his perennial prank war with Barnyard Dog, who often dressed Foghorn as Foggy, though it is never revealed how or why the feud started in the first place. Foghorn is often the initial aggressor, but unlike most of the other Looney Tunes rivalries, Foghorn pranks Dog out of sheer self-amusement, and Dog is usually the one with the winning hand in nearly every short they appear together, although both lost in both Walkie Talkie Hockey and Mother Was a Rooster. But for all of Foghorn's pranks, Dog was just as adept at retaliation. It's almost like Hamas and Israel with these guys. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What they're describing.
Yeah. It's not like that. They should. We got to be less like Foghorn Leghorn and Doggy. What was his name?
Dog. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Dog. And be more like Bugs Bunny, where you know you mind your own business, but then when you're attacked, finish it.
Exactly. Then you have that little hawk guy, the little tiny Henry Hawk. The boy. I always thought he was just like his grandson, the little chicken guy, but he's actually a hawk. Or maybe that's why he's hunting him. Because he thinks he's a hawk, so he like wants to.
He's a chicken hawk.
Yeah. That's what they call. That's what they call all the neocons.
Chicken hawk.
Because they were like, but in this case they meant like chickens. They were chickens and but they were like hawks, but they were also chickens. So it's like people who are ready to send
other
people's children to war, and they sit themselves in chairs, in big leather chairs, in the home of what's his name, Antonin Scalia.
Anthony Scalia.
Antonin, yeah, Scalia. You know, he got killed. I mean, it's understood.
Right. I mean, I don't think he was a neocon.
No, he wasn't. He was a Republican. He was a conservative.
He was a conservative. Yeah, that's probably, they probably bumped him off. That's what I thought.
They bumped him off, and what they didn't realize is that they got 3 in return from Trump. Son of a bitches.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they realize that? There's so much stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Well, this happened way before Trump was a twinkle in anybody's eye.
This was before Trump, right?
Obama did this. Obama sent people. This was like a party at his house, at Scalia's house or somebody's house. You know, it was foul play. That's why they were like, "Yeah, we're going to win the election and we're going to stack our courts," and then they lost, famously. And now, that's why they had to go after all these, ruin these people, like horribly.
On a positive note,
yeah,
got to say something positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, there's like a sheriff's organization from 17 states.
Mm-hmm.
That they formally sent a letter saying they have no confidence at all in the Department of Homeland Security chief, and they asked for his firing, immediate or resigning, or getting rid of him. But a vote of no confidence, right? Mm-hmm. Not a vote of no confidence. I'm trying to find that headline.
Yeah.
No, I'm wondering what the legal implications of that are.
Listen, the legal. I don't know. Yeah. It's a suggestion. It's a recommendation. Doesn't mean.
Sheriff's Association. Yeah. Sheriff's Association representing 17 states declare no confidence in Biden's open borders. You see, it's more than just a complaint. A declaration of no confidence means something, in the law.
And of course, Kamala Harris comes out and says this is actually the fault of the previous guy, and there's nothing it's like it's very difficult to. We can't wave a magic wand and blah blah blah. And I'm like, the fault of the previous guy, the guy who wanted to build a wall.
The guy who built the wall?
Or partially built it. I mean,
partially?
Whatever.
Are you kidding me?
No, whatever he could finish. He didn't. It wasn't done because they came in. It was a huge wall. It was supposed to go from the beginning of Texas
there was like a
to the end of
20-foot
California.
gap that he didn't finish.
Yeah, it's not 20. It's a little bigger than that. But I'm saying it's not his fault. I mean, it was a big project. Kids are but they're like. Kamala Harris is like, yeah, whatever. And I'm just like, man, these people, either they live on a different planet or they're just lying. They're just going to lie. They're just going to keep lying.
Hashem, how much longer? Hashem, how much longer? Please show us. Yeah. Please show us some light, please.
As my friend likes to say, Lord, now. Now's a good time.
How about now, Lord? Yeah, I do that too.
In his case, it's like, Lord, take me now. Hashem shalom. That's what he said.
Yeah. Remember that commercial? Calgon, take me away.
What is it?
It was some kind of bubble bath, some kind of
Calgon?
Yeah. It was some kind of bath salt. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm not talking about bath salts.
Calgon. Bath powder commercial. Yeah. Calgon, take me away. I never saw this.
Right.
What is it?
Right.
Can I play this? Wait, hold on. There's there's a smokestack sitting in a bath, in a bubble bath.
Yeah, they're trying to tell you something, obviously.
Take me away.
The traffic.
Oh my god.
The boss. The baby. The dog.
Oh my god.
That does it. Calgon, take me away.
Oh my god. She's like, oh my god. Okay. Dude, these commercials with this.
You know who used that line? You know who used that line in the commercial?
Yeah.
You ever see Beer Fest?
Yes.
Remember? So you had the two brothers, right? And they had their grandfather passed away, right? And or their uncle, or I don't remember who.
These
it was,
are the same guys that did Super Troopers.
Super Troopers, exactly. It's the same crew, exactly.
Kanchandrasekhar, whatever.
Right. And their grandmother was played by Cloris Leachman in the Frau Blucher, right?
Yeah.
You didn't see Young Frankenstein, so you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. This is a shanda that you didn't see.
Yeah,
Young Frankenstein. We'll get to that. Anyway, so they find out at some point that their grandmother was a prostitute in Germany. Oh so one of them's like, Calgon, take me away.
That's funny. Dude, she was like a kind of a. I'm looking at her like when she was young. My goodness.
Cloris Leachman?
That's another stack of whatever.
Dude. Wait. Let's make sure you're not looking at Ruth Buzzy.
No. No, when she was young.
Dude, look up Ruth Buzzy.
Ruth. Oh my god. I have a feeling. Ruth Buzzy. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Ruth
god.
Buzzy, man.
Oh my god. That's. There was never a time when she was anything good.
No, that's the role that she plays. She played that kind of.
Oh Lord.
She was a comedian. She was a comic actress. So.
Yes, she has a face for radio. I can see that.
Ouch. Ouch. This is my fault. I shouldn't have told you to look her up. This is my fault. I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize.
Oh Lord.
I apologize to the folks at home.
Yes. Okay, so I also apologize, but sometimes you gotta just call a spade a spade.
No, you can't. No, not in that respect.
Sometimes Shadchanim send me things like this, and I just say not shaykh. There's no, it's like code for, oh lordy. Code for welcome to Jurassic Park.
It's messed up, dude. It's messed up.
Sometimes I feel like I am Dafka being attacked by the T-Rex, and I'm in that SUV, and I'm flashing the light in the T-Rex's eyes by accident.
Well, Greg, sometimes I feel like you deserve it because you're a mean guy. You're a big meanie.
Thank you.
You're a big meanie. Big meanies get eaten by T-Rexes.
My problem is I'm like my father. I appreciate just smokestacks.
That's not a very unique quality.
No, but not only appreciate, but like he only can tolerate being around smoke. He can't tolerate being around non-smokestacks. That's the thing.
So basically, he wanted Hugh Hefner's job. That's what that would be his ideal.
No, he just wanted he would always tell my mother if some friend of hers was like whatever, he would be like, why is she coming over the house? It's bad. It's very bad.
It's not cool, man.
I want to be he used to say I want to be around decent looking, halfway decent looking people. No, you know why? Because he has a friend. One of his best friends, the guy was a big player back in I guess high school, college, and he used to just have it would be a girl he's dating plus 4 girls that their friends used to come over, and then my dad's house was the kind of the house that everybody came because it was a big apartment involved, and all of them were. There wasn't one, maybe 1 out of 4 was not a smokestack. So my dad is just used to this what we call platoon, or these platoons coming in and out.
This is the thing with Russian guys. I noticed there's a guy that I know from Russia. He's like where I don't understand the women. The women in Russia, they have these long, beautiful, skinny fingers, and they look so wonderful when they're holding a cigarette. I'm people are sticking ahead.
Well, because I'll tell you, 10 years ago I went on this website. I guess you can call it a dating or social media website in Russia called Odnoklassniki, which means classmates. .ru.
Yeah, I know, dude.
so you obviously know that. No, so if you go there, I think 90% of the women you're not going to find any morbidly obese women in the former Soviet Union. You just won't find them on that website. And you could say Photoshop and this and whatever, but ultimately, and I asked my friend why. He's like, dude, you don't understand. They can't afford food.
Dude, yeah.
That's why they're looking for you. You're in America. They're looking for the guy with the passport.
I can't remember what comedian was saying this. It might have been Jim Gaffigan. I don't know, that schmuck. But so basically, he was saying he was in Japan, and he's like, in Japan, people were alarmed, by the way that I look, I was, it's almost I got the feeling that when they were next to me, they're like, what is this animal, this barbaric animal, right? And they wanted to take pictures with it. He goes, this is a country, they everybody's thin, everybody's everybody's in shape, everybody is stylish and clean. You know what I mean? This is This is a country that takes their fat people and makes them fight each other for their amusement.
Yes. And they get kavod out of it. These guys, it's not just for their amusement to like go away.
No, I know. The sumo guys,
no,
they're number one in Japan.
These guys get all the what's it called? You know what I'm saying? All the smokestack situations.
All the smokestack situations.
It's like that podcast, All the Smoke.
All the heavy metal thunder.
Oh my god.
Racing with the wind. I'm making up my own song. I'm making up my own.
You making your own terms for like attractive women?
No. I'm stealing these lines. I think if I'm getting the lyrics of the song correctly. Born to be wild. It's like born to be wild. You know the song?
Yes,
like,
of course.
He goes racing with the wind. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes my way.
Let's actually look at the flipping lyrics. So that, or unless you want
to... I know Heavy Metal Thunder. Heavy Metal Thunder is from that song.
Head on the highway, looking for adventure, whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, gonna make it out. Take the world in love embrace.
Take the world in a love embrace. I've only begun.
And explosive space. I like smoke and lightning, heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under. Yeah, darling.
What was the smoke and lightning? What was it?
I like smoke and lightning, heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under. Basically, drugs.
Right. No. So that's where I got smokestack.
Like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high. I never wanted that. Yeah. Okay. We understand what this is
about. That song has energy. I like it.
Steppenwolf.
Yeah, Steppenwolf. That'll get you going.
It's 1968. That's fine.
That song's off the hook. That song and Immigrant Song. Led Zeppelin. Immigrant Song. Immigrant Song, dude.
I mean, maybe I heard it. I just don't know that was the title. Hold on, hold on, let me play it. These ads.
That's not it.
Crap.
They made a. Oh, that's like a live. You picked a live version.
Remaster. No, it's
dude.
A remaster.
No, they did a really fun. I don't know who did this, but somebody, when they created the internet, they made the internet for this meme. They called it Viking Kittens.
Okay.
Where that song was playing, and you had like this kind of like little paper cutout, like kittens with Viking horns.
Yeah, I'm watching it. Yeah. What Viking kittens?
he's like, Valhalla, I am coming. Right? He's like, it's hilarious. I love that.
This is from 2006. When this is so weird, and they're like screaming.
I come from the land of the ice and.
This is so weird.
Dude, and freaking Thor, the movie, they ruined that song for me. It was so cheesy.
What movie?
Thor.
Oh, they played this as well?
There's this one scene where Thor's, he gets pissed off and he starts to kick ass, and then they're playing this song, and it ruined it for me. So I need to wait a while to hear it again.
2000. I'm still waiting for Avatar 2.
I hope no Avatar.
Ooh.
I hope Star Trek Picard doesn't come out
next year, 2022. It's coming out.
Dude, do you understand what it means if Picard comes out or Avatar 2 comes out?
What?
Do you understand? That's Plan B reality. We don't want that.
Plan B reality, and also, this metaverse nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, that means that it dragged on.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Picard season 2. I don't care if they bring back Q. I don't care.
December 16th, 2022. That's coming out next year.
That is not a suitable consolation prize.
I have a friend who hooked up with Zoe Saldana in high school.
Who is Zoe Saldana?
She's she's like Puerto Rican actress, the one she plays in Avatar.
I don't know who that is.
She played in this. I first saw her in a movie about these ballet chicks in New York. How they're all competing. Not Black Swan. There was a movie before that. Yeah, I'll send you who she is. I saw her in a movie called. I'll tell you the name of the movie. She's 43 years old, but my friend is actually the same age. He was in her grade, and he hooked up with because he was into like Spanish girls. back in the day.
Who isn't into Spanish girls, and why would it be
No,
back
he
in the
was
day,
like
and why not now?
he only dated like Spanish chicks, like only.
You know, if you were to tell me, and this is like just full disclosure, I don't know why, like be like, dude, you like white chicks? Yep. You like Chinese chicks? Yeah.
Yeah, right?
You like Spanish chicks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You like black chicks? Yeah. You like Indian chicks? Yeah. You know, so I think it's just I like chicks. Is that strange?
Yeah. It's like your quotes, girl.
Yes, exactly. Who girl? Who is girl? Who
Who's
girl?
Who girl? Oh, the movie was called Center Stage, an American teen drama film about a group of young dancers from various backgrounds who enroll at the fictitious American Ballet Academy in New York City. The film explores the issues and difficulties in the world of professional dance, how each individual copes. The movie was Zoe Saldana's and Amanda Schul's film debut. Yeah, she was basically like...
Greg,
yeah.
Can you take the reins for 2 minutes? I got to talk to my uncle, who will get upset if I don't talk to him. I just need probably 30 seconds.
What should I say to people?
I think you should sing to people. I
should just keep.
I think you should. I think the people should know the song in your heart. There's a song in your heart. All right, and they should know about it. So can I take 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Saldana worked in science fiction films, and beginning in 2009, with her first and multiple appearances as Naoto Uhura, Star Trek film series, and her first appearance as Neytiri in the Avatar film series. Passaic, New Jersey. What the heck? Crud. Hello? Oh.
Johnny. What's up, man? So, did you sing "Take on Me" to the folks at home?
I didn't sing nothing.
I thought you had this epic voice, man.
I do, but the world is not ready yet. Just like the world, when Mashiach comes, I'll sing. I'll tell you right now.
When Mashiach comes, I'll sing, bro. Even I'll sing.
Yeah, and maybe you'll show us your nose. Follow your nose.
Dude,
follow
by
your
the way,
nose. Follow your nose. It's not that bad, by the way. My nose is way worse. Way worse.
Dude, have you seen my nose? I don't think you've seen it.
But the thing is, the fact that you have a beard obfuscates.
It does a little bit.
Your beard is like the FDA to your nose is Pfizer data.
Dude, under my beard... It
obfuscates everything. Until
under my beard, it's just more nose. Okay? There's just more nose under the beard. If I didn't have the beard, you'd see. It's just, there's parts of my nose that are covered by the beard. And what's his name? Chuck Norris. There's they had this whole series of jokes. Chuck Norris showed. He goes. Chuck Norris's beard, something like that. Underneath his beard, just another fist.
That's hilarious.
Something like that. I don't remember. It was a good. But no, I want to hold on. We touched upon something that I wanted to discuss. So I watched part of that video about Rabbi Alon Anava, right? So, a lot of the things that he says make sense. Some things that he says I disagree with very much.
Like he says that not everybody's gonna, be part of the Geulah.
That's one thing. But,
he used to be Lubavitcher, and then he stopped.
So that's not, I'm not going to comment on that part. But basically, he is very distant from knowledge about Mashiach based on the comments that I saw. I'm not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You understand? That doesn't mean I'm going to reject him outright. He's a good rabbi. He's a great speaker, and he reveals a lot of awesome information. I was watching some of his the Zohar series where he's reading the Zohar on the Parsha, right? It was Parsha's Bereshit. He was talking about Adam and Lil, his first wife and all that kind of stuff. He talks about that interesting stuff, and it's cool. But I will not. He is not my go-to guy for Mashiach because.
I hear. But he is also talking about 2030 and all that stuff. He's already. You know what happened when he was in the hospital recently, the second time recently. He had sepsis.
I know.
And he told us this is like a year ago, and he told us this is in Sfat, and he told the story of how he was like when he was kind of like basically incapacitated, and he had this dream that he basically Mashiach came to him, or somebody, or Eliyahu, somebody basically came and announced that like Mashiach is basically imminent. Let's put it that way. And yeah.
The Lubavitcher Rebbe made some statements, which I was reminded of the other day. I was listening to Rabbi Reuben Wolf's Mashiach Matters class. He restarted it recently, and they're amazing.
Nice.
And I was reminded that the Rebbe made a statement saying that we are in the middle of the Geula. Mashiach is here already. You don't have to, and there's no more nitzotzot that need to be elevated. All that work is done. The human. By the way, this is one thing that I never heard. That I heard in this, in the same lecture. That the body, you know how Rabbi Kessin keeps talking about the zikach of the zuama.
Yes.
Right. The purification, the extraction of the snake poison. Right. That all like not just people with physical bodies, but all matter has to undergo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, according to the Rebbe, that was already done. People are living in their mentality, their consciousness is not matching the current reality of the actual world.
Yeah.
We are all living in the echo of the past.
Yeah.
Anybody who says, "Oh no, we're not ready yet. We need another 10 years of being purified by horrible things that are happening."
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not correct.
That's a goalless thinking. It's a goalless whatever.
But hold on. One thing the Rebbe didn't say was Tehiyas Mason happened. He didn't say that. Yeah. He didn't say oh, the Beis Hamikdash is here. He didn't say that, because when people say the Geula, that's what they're thinking, right?
Yeah.
But the Geula is something else. Okay, the Geula is the Geula. Tehiyat HaMetim is what it is, and the Kibbutz Galil is what it is. Okay, and these are all they're all connected, but each one is a separate stage. Okay, so he never made any statements like any of that happened. Okay, because there's always going to be a wise guy like, oh yeah, where's the Beit HaMikdash? So anyway, so I'm just saying that, like, he says that we have to open our eyes.
Yeah.
Question is, what does he mean? He's like, he's not telling us that there's some kind of fantasy world that we're not seeing.
Yeah.
That we're like it's just invisible. Yeah. He's saying that we have to open our eyes to shake free from the echo of the past.
Yeah.
All the mentality that we have is still it's kind of like on autopilot from before. Right?
It's like a thing where we're thinking, even to the point where, like you said, like we were saying before about the never again stuff, it's like turned into a slogan. The irony is that slogan is keeping us from actually seeing the machinations and processes that Dafka could cause never again to be again. So we're stuck in
the same thing. It's exactly, you're right.
Us being
same
stuck
phenomenon.
in the past has caused us to be unable to see the future, or even the present, for that matter. Which is
that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's exactly what he just realized. That's exactly what he's saying. That don't go back to normal. Yeah. You're trying to go back to normal, but what does normal mean for the world? That means that go back to ball games and Pizza Hut and work in the cubicle, right? Yeah. Or for religious people, it means go back to punishing yourself and do and satisfying the midat hadin,
flagellating yourself,
and the gezerim kashim.
Oh, it's self-flagellation. It's like, oh, I'm going to Gehenna, all this kind of stuff.
It's not that, but it's even yes, that's part of it. But I was referring mostly. Come on, we hear these people. Yeah. Oh, the world. The world still needs more processing to done. It still needs more work. It's not good enough.
Even Rabbi Kessin says, well, he didn't say process. He says that there's pure America's. He has a thing entitled "America's Purification Before the End of Days," before Achorita Yamim.
Right. So that's where I think Rabbi Kessin is not right. I think that the reason why things like this persist, probably, this is just my speculation, is because of the mindset itself. Because the people themselves haven't made a decision that, okay, it's enough. Okay, we've suffered enough. Okay, we're good.
That's true.
Okay, the Rebbe said you suffered enough already 30 years ago.
I'll tell you, it's partially true, because I feel like even if we say that, and if we decide that, and even if we go and start the, I don't know, let's say JDL here in America, and then we go and snatch the entirety of Judea and Samaria and annex this and make everything one Israel and whatever, and be Captain Touchdown Macho Pants, and say the hell with the world and shut down the UN and burn everything, scorched earth and everything, da 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 da. It's still not gonna, Hashem is still gonna have to.
I think that's
something,
I hear what you're saying, but I think that's not the. Based on what I was hearing, well, okay, so instead of what you said, right, to go the opposite way, not really the opposite way, it's, I guess, somewhat in line, but basically, all we would really have to do, and it's not everybody, by the way, it's not all the Jewish people, it's the Jewish people who have access to this state of consciousness, okay, which is, the Zikach is done, everybody that you're looking at, even if you're walking in the middle of Tel Aviv, right, is holy and beautiful, is a pearl, is a gem, and the fact that they are looking the way that they do, gives you the honor of approaching. It gives you a purpose, meaning like, oh my God, I'm so honored that I have the chance to talk to this person about putting on tefillin. Like, look at this regal, amazing, beautiful gem. Like, if you have to try to see the person like God sees them, or like the Baal Shem Tov was able to see all these people. He saw their potential realized in Olam Haba. He saw the way they look in Olam Haba, or in Atzilut, at the doorway of Olam Haba. Okay, so that is the mindset. Can you imagine if the Frum community, if the Orthodox Jews adopted that towards the majority of the Jewish people in the world who are not, consciously affiliated. Okay, and then by extension to the 7 billion people of the world, it moves like a wave.
Yeah.
So that would do way more. That would be way more effective than the old ways, because people kind of just, they respond on a subconscious level to that kind of energy. You know what I mean? Like they're shocked when they encounter it.
Can I read something to you that I wrote in August? And actually, I think I tagged you in this, and I think you may have seen it. It's just random quotes, or random. It's like a whole, the scene from Matrix when, what's his face?
Neo.
When the guy is speaking to Neo, what's his name? Fishbone.
Morpheus.
Morpheus, yeah. And he's taking him through the Matrix for the first time, whatever it is. And you know what? Because I wanted to basically read to you a thing I wrote about TikTok. You ever get the feeling that TikTok is is basically like, it's like a, remember the flappers in the 20s? No. The flapper girls? No, the 20s. Those dances.
In the 20s, you mean the Charles program?
Yeah, the Charles. But it was like these girls were like these kind of. They were also like kind of dressed in priestess or for that time, priestess, and just dancing, and like they're like basically after World War I, people just went back to, so to speak.
Oh yeah, no, there was bad debauchery.
Yeah,
in the 20s.
and so what did that led to? Weimar, that was Weimar Republic, and then that led to like the worst war ever, right? So I
Yeah.
feel like, dude, I'm telling you, I feel like TikTok, Instagram, and all this stuff is like it's the same thing. It's the prequel to something Has Shalom. You know what I mean? Like,
If the pattern is there, right?
yeah,
If the pattern
yeah.
continues, but it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. But it's like people are
Pattern
not seeing it. Their mama's not seeing it. It's like, see, but I want to read to you here. You have to understand that most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. And I put obedient citizens who do things for the greater good. Were you listening to me, Neo, or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? And then I put Instagram, TikTok, Netflix, sports, etc. Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired into their system. That means that anyone that we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone and they are no one. We survive by hiding from them, running from them, but they are the gatekeepers. They're guarding all the doors, they're holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later someone is going to have to fight them. Politicians, bureaucrats, tycoons, celebrities, mainstream media, social media influencers. That's what I wrote. Every single man or woman who stood their ground, who has fought an agent, has died. But where they failed, you will succeed. So he's talking about, like, what he's talking about.
Dude, I'm getting a serious deja vu.
Why?
And
really?
Yeah, I'm serious, and it feels like a glitch in the Matrix. It's very odd.
It's always like that. I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall, men have emptied their entire clips at them, and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based on a world that is built by rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong as fast as you can be. Neo, what? Are you trying to tell me that I can dodge bullets? And he goes, no, Neo, I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to. So Neo's basically Mashiach figure. But like, it's interesting, the whole thing about they operate according to rules. Dude, you notice like these people are horrible people and they're trying to like, kill us all. But at the end of the day, there's always like, you can bring lawsuits, you have Congress, you have something that looks like elections, they're never trying to do stuff that's like, because they know they can't. And if they try to do that way, they'll be stopped immediately. People will notice, they can't just do like what was done by Hitler outright, the whole take over the freaking Reichstag and one party system and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They know they can't do that anymore. They know they have to do it within kind of like some faux rules framework as they break the rules clandestinely. Right. But at the same time, there are rules.
By the way,
the rules still exist, and we just have to know how to use them.
Let's take a sidebar.
Yeah.
Why can't they do it? Why can't they do it outright?
No, because once they do it outright, and no, if they do it outright, even like the hard left will be like, all these Bernie bots who hate them will be like, whoa, okay, this is already no,
But also because we have guns.
And these people, what?
But also because we have guns.
I was gonna say we have guns, but also they like to pretend like they. That's the thing. They do have some sort of like, they want to pretend like they're at least the good guys. And in order to even pretend that you're the good guys or trick people into thinking you are, you still have to play within some sort of boundaries or at least look like you are.
Yeah, you got to call yourself a Democrat.
Yeah.
Look, it's right in the name.
That's step one, but there's other things, We're doing this bipartisan bill. Why do they even have to say we did this bipartisanly? They have to really, convince us that they did this, that this was like a group effort on the part of the country and the people and bipartisan. Zачем это надо? They could just go. We did this. I don't think a single person.
What? It doesn't make any sense. I don't think a single person in this country really thinks that there's anything bipartisan. Those 13 rhinos.
Of course not. Of course not. But the point is, they're doing it publicly it's like for the record kind of thing, so that like the stupid idiots
it's like who's watching the record? I don't get it.
No, I'll tell you, because these kids who are kids today in the future are gonna read these stupid textbooks written by whomever, by some Leninist, and it's gonna say, you see, it was a bipartisan effort on the part of Why?
But why not just lie?
What?
Why not just write a fake textbook? That people do that too.
No, that's exactly the point. Oh, fake textbook? No. Listen, no. Again, that's the thing of Americans, even lefty Americans. They wanna, they're not Israelis. Israelis are just gonna be like, we're taking over, screw you, and tough. There's like the dominant party, and they do what they want. It's like South Park. I do what I want. And they just that's it.
Yeah.
And they don't even. You see, like Bennett doesn't care if you come to Bennett's face and say, LaDouche, you weren't even elected legitimately. You had 6 votes. Do you think he gives a damn? An American would give a damn. They'd be like, what do you mean? And this and that and da 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 and whatever and party and the people and he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, don't hate the player, hate the game.
He's gonna be like Azma. Israelis, they say, because I can. Why did you stiff me on the 15,000 shekels for the job? Because I can. Shabbat shalom, achi.
How did these guys do business? I don't understand.
Because there's no one else to do business with. Because the alternative is Arabs. And good luck with those characters.
Middle East, not the easiest place to operate nowadays.
In the words of Mordechai Kedar, welcome to the Middle East.
Yeah, welcome to the Middle East.
Dude, it's, Americans are, they're nice people, even with these schmucks.
Which schmucks?
Or they think they're nice. No, Pelosi, or as I like to call her, Pelisos, in Russian.
Bro, Pelosi doesn't think, she knows she's not nice. She knows that.
No, I know, but she has to pretend to be, like, as if she is something.
No, obviously she puts on a show.
That's what I'm saying. It's all a show, but even with, that's what I'm saying. Even they still put on a show. They feel the need to put on a show.
Dude, Pelosi, Clinton, they know they're not nice.
Of course they know.
They're not lying to themselves.
I know, but Israelis, that's the difference. Israelis don't put on any show. I am nasty. You have a problem. Screw you.
Crazy, dude. By the way, I would, if I had a time machine. Everybody would do the same thing. I go kill Hitler. I would, obviously, I would do it. Okay.
Can I tell you something? I think another Hitler would pop up. Meaning, if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be somebody else.
No problem. I got a time machine. Or did you skip over that fact?
So how do you know who to kill? The other? No, I'm saying it was going to be somebody else from that era. It was going to be another.
Look, there's gonna be some collateral damage. Okay, all right. That's all I have. That's all I have
would have chosen another person to do this.
You're ruining my joke, you chronic joke ruiner.
I understand.
Listen, so what I would do with my time machine is I would go and slap the shit out of whoever decided to make that sound for the R in Israel.
Oh, the Reish?
I want to introduce that guy to a bucket with water for a few minutes. Okay? Why would he do that? I always suspect that they did it because they wanted to sound French.
No, they didn't want to sound French. It's actually funny because
hate it.
We have a friend, and
I like the Yemenite R. It's a normal R.
What do they say? How do the Yemenites say R?
Ra.
Oh, Ra. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a nice solid.
And then you get the ayin. I had a Yemenite business partner, and I knew exactly whenever he would talk to his relatives because he was using the ayin.
The head, and the ayin. Yeah.
And he used to get off the phone, and I used to tell him, Shai, did you speak to one of your cousins? He's like, Greg, how did you know? I'm like, because you ironed like you were. He's like cracking up. He's like,
I've been practicing, by the way, and I developed a technique to help people learn that sound.
Yeah.
So you start out really, really obvious. Like it's a GN sound. Mm-hmm. It's a gana.
Yeah.
Ayin is gana.
Yeah.
So you start saying it like that, and then you gradually start bringing it further in.
Mm-hmm.
Into your mouth, like right, and then it just sounds like a weird sneeze when you say it by itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's what's amazing, dude. The shofet Gidon, right?
Yeah.
If you said Gidon, he probably wouldn't acknowledge, like he wouldn't know you're talking to him. The pronunciation of his name is probably Gidon.
Could be.
Because it's spelled with an ayin. And what about Shema Israel? Shamang Yisrael.
Yeah, Shamang.
Actually, when the ayin is at the end, it switches.
Yeah.
It becomes an ng. Yeah. So Shamang Yisrael. Can you believe that? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really. You know, whatever, you know, like these people left Israel after the first temple, and it is said that actually they are everything they're doing is the kind of the original thing that Jews were doing. I'm saying,
I don't know. I've heard that.
There's a theory about what. So what I'm saying is like
their gimel is not original. They got that from the Arabs. Jimma, right?
Yeah.
So Rabbi Bar Chaim, actually. So he was saying that the original. Okay, you know how like the Beged Kefet, right?
Yeah.
So the gimel, right, with the dagesh is the g, like we know, but without the dagesh is actually sounds more like the Israeli R.
Yeah.
Gimel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the R, the resh is just a resh.
Yeah.
Although apparently the resh was part of the Beged Kefet letters, and they forgot how to say it, how it sounds without the dagesh. Yeah. They lost the tradition. Somebody out there knows, but most people don't.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Listen, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of the stuff that we're doing now, whether it's Sephardim or Ashkenazim, it's just, you know, these are obviously modern developments. I mean, we have no idea how the davening sounded back in.
No, we have an idea.
We have an idea.
No, dude, Bar Chaim, you had him on your show.
Yeah.
He has like videos where he talks about there's a book that was written by a Rav in Jerba.
Yeah.
Right? That island of Kahanim, right?
That's where, I was going to say, that's where all the Kohanim live, over there.
Yeah. And the guy had the tradition, and he had the information of precisely how everything sounds, so we know exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah.
And by the way, what's very interesting, half of what I know, I got this from Bar Chaim. Yeah. It's amazing how much information you can glean when you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with Rabbi Bar Chaim on some pretty fundamental things. That doesn't mean I should never listen to him, right? Yeah. So basically, he was saying that Sadi, right? We say the letter Tzadik, right?
Yeah.
It's actually not. That's not an original sound. That's the sound that was taken from German, because most of the Jews of Europe were German or Yiddish speaking. You know, it's a Germanic language anyway. It's 90% middle high German, medieval German. One of those. There were three main dialects, and that was like medieval German, basically. That's what Yiddish is.
Yeah.
So that sound came from German. Sa.
Yeah.
Right? Sa. In reality, it's a so. It's an S. It's another S sound, but it sounds like more internal, like the ayin, right?
Yeah.
You know, like in the palate area.
Guttural, as you say.
Yeah, a guttural S. And a tet is a tet. It's a guttural T sound. So you have. I don't know if there's a difference in the sound between Samach and Sin. I don't remember him saying anything about that. That's just, you know. But anyway, yeah. So we actually have three S sounds and there's no tsa.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because in Russian there's a tsa. There's a tsa. Tse.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, you know, there's some spillover from neighboring languages, but dude, you know what I realized? When I realized that the mayor of London, you know, his first name is actually the way you spell
Sadiq
or
Khan?
the way you sound out the letter.
Yeah.
Sadiq Khan.
Yeah, Sadiq Khan. Yeah. Listen, there's a bunch of Samaritans with the last name Tzedakah or Sadaka.
Yeah.
And then you have the singer Neil Sedaka.
Neil Sedaka, right?
It's interesting.
Yeah. Dude, here's proof that Ashkenazim also had those letters back in the day when they first showed up in Germany and in northern Italy and Germany.
Yeah. In
Yiddish, right? So we have the name Yankel. That's Yaakov. Everybody knows Yankel is Yaakov, right?
Yeah.
So that's an artifact left over from when even the Ashkenazim were using the So it wasn't even that long ago, like 1,000 years ago. Even Ashkenazi Jews were using the ayin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't
that cool? That's so cool.
Yeah, man. I wanted to ask something. I forgot what I was gonna ask.
Das Boot.
Huh. Oh my god. Am I? Remember in Super Troopers, like, am I a?
These snozberries taste like snozberries.
Yeah, right. Am I a cat? Do I have a nimbly bimbly from a tree? Am I a cat?
Bro. Am I a cat? Am I springing nimbly bimbly from tree to tree?
Yeah, right. What's that?
Am I saying meow?
Am I saying meow? No, about meow.
What's that, meow? That was Jim Gaffigan in the car.
The guy's like, "Are you saying meow?"
He's like, "Am I saying meow? Do I look like a cat?" Yeah. Yo, in the second, they made a sequel to Super Troopers, which is actually, it wasn't the worst sequel I ever saw in my life. And they were doing this routine, a new routine, because they became Canadian Mounties.
Yeah.
Because they're on the border with Canada, and all of a sudden,
or something like that.
No, that territory was originally Canadians, and they gave it back to the Canadians. So now they had to become Mounties. They became Canadian.
That's absolutely hilarious.
Right? So now they're on horseback, and they go up to this couple pretending to be like Quebecois, right? And and they're like, "Excuse me," there's a couple sitting in the car. He's like, the most important thing is happiness in the asshole. I know. Okay, perverts. It's your problem that you're hearing the wrong thing. He was saying happiness in the household in French.
Listen, can I play something for you? Do you remember on Conan O'Brien, he had Triumph the Insult Dog?
I love him.
He had he had an episode when Triumph goes to Quebec. Did you see this? In Canada.
I don't think so.
You have to listen to it. I'm going to play this here. Listen.
Speaking of that, we've done a lot of humor about Toronto and Ontario, but let's move things along here. There is one Canadian province that people here have some issues with, and vice versa, and that's Quebec.
You can hear it good, right?
Yeah.
They made French their first language. There's been talk for years of splitting off. There's animosity. We thought, let's investigate this and send a correspondent to Quebec City. And who better than Triumph?
They went to Zurich. Oh my god. Listen to it.
We sent him to Quebec City during the Winter Carnival.
Winter Carnival.
It wasn't an easy assignment for Triumph. He had some difficulty. Take a look.
So you're French and Canadian, yes? You're obnoxious and done.
These guys are like, none of them speak English.
I say,
they all speak
you're French, you're obnoxious, and you don't speak English. All right. Well, just sit there and take it. Quebec, yes. Quebec. You're from Quebec, yes? Yeah. French and Canadian, so that means you're obnoxious and dull. No? Don't get. In here, out here, yes? Quebec is a great, great place. For me to poop on.
Yeah.
He's cracking up.
Crap coming out of my butt. I can tell you're French,
God.
You have that proud expression, that superior look, and I can smell your crotch from here. Freaks.
It's the two older guys.
Look at these things. The Canadian Mountie and the Canadian Mounteur. No, speaking English. Excuse me, Bush. I'm not George Bush. What's with this country? I haven't seen so many Bush haters since Ricky Martin's Loft Party. Ricky Martin's queer. He's queer. Au Québec, tu ne parles pas français. Oui, français, français. Everything français, right?
Must speak. We're losing the folks at home.
North America, learn the language.
If you're in North America, learn language.
Sick of this, right? Sick of the French, yes? I want to take back this country now.
It's Canada Day, up Canada way.
He starts putting up like ice streets,
Yeah.
Sisters of Charity, Blue the Pussies, Celine Dion Suck Street, Eat Me Frenchy Street, Quebecois Street. The kids are whatever. After this is already kind of like not so sneeze.
It's already been a little bit not sneeze. I think we.
Whatever. Because he just like abuses Quebec.
Dude, the best by far, and I don't recommend. Don't look it up now.
Don't Jamie it. Yeah.
Which one is it?
I said don't Jamie it. Yeah.
Don't Jamie it. Right. Send Jamie home. He's had a rough day. Yeah. So basically, there's this hot dog stand in Chicago, right? That's famous for having extremely rude. Like the hot dogs are good, but you have extremely rude staff, right? That curse at you, and they curse you out and they make fun of you and all that kind of stuff. So for some reason they sent Jack Breyer. He's the guy who played in that 30 Rock. You ever see that show 30 Rock?
I've seen a couple episodes. Yeah.
So Jack Breyer, they had this kind of like skinny blonde dude. He's like he seems like a nice innocent kind of guy, a little bit weird. Yeah. He was a page, so they sent him down there. And, he was trying to buy a hot dog and he was abused and they were making fun of him. He goes, I'm coming back and I'm bringing my friend with me. And they're like, yeah, go bring your friend, right? And all of a sudden you see Jack Breyer, he shows up and you hear the music from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, like, woo, woo, right? And then all of a sudden you see Triumph. And the whole audience is like, rah! Triumph is a rock star, man. Yeah. And he
for me to poop on.
Yeah, he destroyed that staff. Destroyed them. I can't even. It's just it's too bad. No one has ever been destroyed as badly as those people were by Triumph. Yeah,
that's very funny.
In the history of destruction.
For me to in the history of any destructions of anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. How do we get back on track, Greg? How do we get back on track?
I don't know. We went from like Mashiach to Lord knows what the heck.
Triumph. Robert Smigel is a Jewish guy.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And then actually in that skit, it wasn't really a skit. It was when he was talking to the staff. So the lady there was like, he goes, oh, she's talking to Triumph. She goes, is your owner Jewish? And he goes, oh, nothing gets past you. Right, and he looks really Jewish.
Did you see the one where he goes to the Star Wars thing?
Yeah,
he's like, this is the only time.
Which one of these buttons calls your parents to come pick you up?
Yeah, which is the button that tells your parents to come pick?
And he's like, you will die alone.
What? Let's see what this says. You will die. He's like, this is the last time you see a vagina or something like that, or that he will see a. Yeah, she's like, she was pregnant, the girl.
Yeah.
This is the last time.
The baby nerd.
Oh my god. Uber dark.
Yeah. He goes, oh, look at this guy. He looks like some kind of super nerd.
Oh man. So
how do we get back on track, Greg?
I don't know. So.
I'm truly stumped.
What?
I don't know. I was going to go to Robert Smigel, okay? who is a Jew, but unfortunately is a lefty, and that pisses me off because I know he's smart.
What is the Jews are? I've come to the conclusion Jews are leftists because they think that it's like a misplaced overreach of Hesed. They want to be so. It's like this. It's like this faux compassion, or they want to be compassionate towards the whole world, but it does come from a place. There's a
It doesn't.
No. I'm saying there's a kabbalistic reason why Jews
Dude,
have fallen into.
That's for the old that's for like the old Jewish ladies.
I know.
That's what you're describing. You're not talking about Smigel.
No.
Guys like Smigel,
what I'm
I
saying,
just F you.
No, I know. What I'm saying is in general, like, why have Jews ventured into being just in general as a block? In America, let's say 80% of Jews are liberal, right? Because
no, actually no.
They're confusing. No, what I'm going to say is that I feel like they're confusing. They have the wrong religion. The turn the other cheek thing and all that stuff. It's almost like the Jews have taken on Christianity.
I got to disagree on a lot of points here,
okay.
Greg. Okay, you know how much I don't like to disagree with you.
I don't care if you disagree with me. I don't give a damn. As long as you actually have an argument.
I have somewhat of an argument. I think
most people don't have reasons why they just curse me out or whatever.
Oh, I can do that too later if you want.
Yeah,
but in the meantime, I would like to present my concerns with you with what you said.
Well, you mean you're not going to do like Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet? Oh, F you. Yeah. Let's go to Pips. You're not gonna do that.
I'm not.
I'd rather you do that. I don't want to hear intellectual, brain farts or whatever you.
Musings. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Jack sat on a. Oh.
All right. So here it is. Here it is. First of all, this is truly a myth that 70% of Jews in America vote Democrat.
It is a myth. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, but people keep they just keep saying it.
It's like that thing of the past thing that you mentioned again.
Yeah. So you know how they figured out that 70%? It was a J Street poll.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a really reliable organization. I'll say
they polled 500 people.
Oh wow, that's a really big sample size.
And here's the criteria.
I think your hydroxychloroquine thing is slightly better than this poll.
Well, hydroxychloroquine is much better. It actually works.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to, like, whatever. If you want to, if you wish to be a what and say a blank hole and say like empirical treatments that your brother has been doing is not what is it called? It doesn't amount to a double-blind study. If you want to go in that is still better than this stupid J Street poll.
Right. So by the way, the same argument that they use to try to discredit the empirical process, right, to save people's lives, is now you can't say that when it comes to the schmacks.
Yeah, of course not.
Okay. Anyway, so back to my genius points.
Yes.
Okay, so this J Street study, they called people with Jewy sounding names that recognizably Jewy names. Okay, so that has a lot to do with the poll workers, right? Like who, you know what I mean? Like who do they call Irving Finkelowitz?
Yeah.
You understand? Some guy named
Yeah, you call it's like Jerky Boy. Hello. Yes, I'd like to answer your question.
Or to quote Jim Norton, he be Kikeberger.
No, Juju Kikeberg.
Right.
That's what it was.
So like Sheldon Silverstein, guys like that. That's what a Jewish name is.
Hello, yes, I'm voting for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. Yes. So Zelenko doesn't sound Jewish to them.
Exactly.
Even though most of the Zelenkos that I've ever met who aren't my family are Jews.
Yep.
Okay? They're not going to call the Syrians
Jews
because those names don't sound, they don't recognize those as Jewish names.
You don't want to ask Joey Dweck who he's going to vote for?
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to ask him.
Or Johnny Gindi? who's gonna
Right.
who's gonna win?
Right.
I wonder.
But what's interesting is that they're going to avoid names that sound too Jewy.
Yeah.
Like Rabbi Chaim, Finkelstein, right? They're not going to call Rabbi Chaim Finkelstein because they know.
They look at the map and they're like, okay, Borough Park, no. Williamsburg, no.
Upper West
Flatbush,
Side,
no.
Upper West Side,
yes,
and
East Side,
and Sherman Oaks, California. That's it. Okay? That's what they call
Sherman Oaks.
Okay.
That's
that's mostly a Persian area, but
maybe Boca.
Not even so much Boca.
No, because Boca voted for what's her face, that woman.
What? How do we know?
Wasserman Schultz.
Yeah, but how do we know? I mean, they've been. How long have we known? How long have they been
cheating? I don't know.
Okay.
No, but Wasserman Schultz probably campaigned, and she looks kind of like Barbara Streisand's horrendous little sister, and she went out there and she's like, "I represent Boca." And they're like, "Ooh, look at this girl. She's pro-Israel. Let's vote for her." And she's a Democrat, and we're Democrats since 1952.
Super low information. So it's
called
the Jewish voters.
Low
super low information.
Yeah.
Low information voters.
Yeah.
And it's not good. Yeah. But basically, okay. So we covered the Syrians. We're now going to cover the Persian Jews
I think
in
your
Queens.
phone's a little muffled.
Okay, how about now?
It's a little better.
How about now?
A little better, yeah. It's better now.
Okay, so they're not gonna call the Persian Jews because they're not recognizably Persian, right? They're not recognizably Jewish because Persian Jewish names they can't recognize them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not gonna call Lyonya Zaurov in Kew Garden, Queens.
Yeah, they're not.
Okay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the Uzbeki, the Bukharish guys.
Yeah, they're not calling like the UFC fighter Magomed Sharipov.
They're not calling that guy. Okay?
That guy, you know that guy, right? He's sick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't want to derail this, but he's sick. He's like the Bruce Lee of freaking UFC. That guy, and he got injured. He had some sort of what is it called? An autoimmune situation going on. He had to take time off. That guy. I'm not into UFC at all, but when I saw this guy, like I'm a total UFC ignoramus. He is insane.
They're not calling him is the point.
Not what?
Even though they're not calling him to find out who he's voting for. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And so they're not calling the million Russian Jews that live in New York.
In Brooklyn,
yeah. They're not. Well, all over the tri-state area, let's say. Okay? They're not and definitely not. They're not calling Sunny Isles Beach.
Yeah. You mean Pinnacle Tower is not included?
Not included. Okay. And also, a lot of the people that they called, right?
Yeah.
Who they might have like a Jewish sounding name. And they ask them, wait, they don't ask like, is your mom Jewish? Are you actually Jewish? They're like, well, I identify as Jewish. So we don't even know who the hell they're talking to. Yeah. And now the whole world is like 70% of Jews vote for them. Yeah. What the? No, they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, all the Russian Jews voted Republican. 95%.
Yep.
Okay, 98% of
stupid one of their kids who decided to be a whatever rebel or some crap like that.
Same problem with the Cubans, by the way. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so 98% of Orthodox Jews voted Republican. 98% of Syrian Jews voted Republican. Okay, so these are gigantic percentages of the Jewish population of the United States. Okay, and then nobody counts them. Okay, so that's my point. My point is that's horseshit to begin with. Okay, now what was your other point? The point was like they're living. They want to be nice. They're too nice.
No, it's not that they want to be nice. They want to be Hasidic in some sort of way or be thought of as Hasidic. Again, it goes back to the same thing as Pelosi. They want to be thought of, even though they know they're not. They want to be thought of as whatever. Or even the ones who are generally they want to do Hesed. They want to do Hesed for everybody but their own people. They want to go to Peace Corps. They want to go to Tikkun Olam. They want to go to UN. They want to go here. They want to go there. Africa. But they don't want to help.
They are sold. See, Jewish people are like, especially the ones with good hearts, are some of the most gullible people.
They're very gullible. Yeah.
Okay, and they will. They want to do good for the world. Every Jew has a Messiah complex.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And actually, Rabbi Adin Steinzel spoke about that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, every Jewish mother, thinks that her son is Mashiach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's true. No, it's true.
And but there's a reason for that too. You know what I mean? But the point is that it's misplaced, and they were sold a bag of goods. By the time they realized that the people who presented them with these opportunities to go and do these wonderful things are all corrupt sacks of shit, right? So then they're kind of disillusioned, and they get spoiled. Not spoiled as in they got too much stuff. They get
they get ruined. They
get lost,
jaded and whatever. Yeah.
Right, and they can't ever really. It's very difficult for them to imagine that the other side that they've that has been villainized, right, is actually the good guys. Yeah. That's too much of a stretch. They can't. So they're low information, gullible, emotionally
incontinent, like you said.
Incontinent people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so obviously not everybody.
So how can this be? There has to be, in the words of my Yemenite ex-roommate, there has to be a solution.
Yeah. So here's the solution. You have to, when we interact with them, we have to interact with them and show them pure love. Okay, I'm not talking about George Soros.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about the little, the old Jewish lady.
Yeah. Or not even so old, like people in their 50s and 60s.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like that, the soft-headed, nice people who, we're not talking about, like when it's the same as recognizing the Erev Rav, right?
Yeah, of course.
When you go to a Reformed temple, the people who are sitting there are not the Erev Rav.
I know.
Rabbi Rebecca, who's pregnant, is the Erev Rav. You understand what I'm saying?
You mean the one that's playing the organ like it sounds like you're at a Chicago Blackhawks game? Is that the one?
And who doesn't believe in God?
Yeah. Or not, whatever. Yeah.
Atheist, Reformed. It's just it's whack. It's just whack. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the old, the nice, low information, very gullible, simple Jewish people who go to that, who sit there and they think that it's something legitimate.
They think that the Democratic Party is the same one as the one from 1966, the one that won, the one that elected JFK.
Yeah,
they literally think it's the same party today.
I'm not sure why JFK was so popular. Was he popular with Jewish people? Because his family certainly Jews certainly weren't popular with his family. I don't know about him personally.
Yeah, but they didn't care. They didn't care about. No, they weren't popular with Joe, with his dad. But they didn't care. They saw him. They didn't see. Just like Jews didn't see who was around Obama. They didn't see Reverend Wright and Goddamn America. They didn't see Ayers. They didn't see anybody. They didn't see the Edward Said and who's that other guy? There's another professor, Rashid Khalidi. They didn't see anybody. He managed to make those people. It's like, you ever see the photographer where he does a thing where he takes a picture of a person and everything around that person or object is blurred out.
Yeah,
that's how they saw Obama. They couldn't see anything around him that actually is shaykh to who he is. They couldn't look at his They couldn't look at the Miyagi's to Obama's Danielson. They couldn't notice it. It's the same thing with the Jews over there. With JFK.
Do you really think Obama got actually elected, like, legitimately?
I don't know, but I do know that the same fervor that we saw for Trump from, let's say the conservative base, there was as much or more fervor not only from the Democratic base for Obama, but people who just never voted or used to vote Republican voted for him because he really, like, he was listen, say what you will, Obama, he's a piece of work, he's a piece of crap, but he was a great speaker. He was a orator, he still is.
He isn't.
Huh?
He isn't.
He's a great speaker from a. Let me rephrase. From a teleprompter.
Dude, he is a horrible caricature
he is
exactly the type of black guy that normal black guys hate.
Correct, but white America fell for him, unfortunately.
Did they really?
They did. And you know what? You know how we know that these people are easily swayable? Because some of these people ended up voting for Trump because they realized they saw what Obama did, and they had regret after voting for Obama for at least once or twice, and they were like, "Crap! Look at what America became." You know, China's biznatch, and whatever, and a second-rate banana, whatever, and you know, and they were just like, okay, and these people are like apolitical people, a lot of them, and they just went right over to Trump. They even said like the former Obama voter that voted for Trump. There was like a whole category of these kind of people. You know, they're called the brainless. That's what I call them. Like you said, you know, they're just gullible and movable and whatever it is. You know, they fall for being galvanized. You know.
It's very Pavlovian. Everything.
For sure.
Everything.
Look at how people are reacting to the schmovid.
Yeah.
It's like Pnei Hador, Pnei Kelev. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's ringing a bell, and it's like in Russian we say "Слышит звон, не знает где он." Here's a noise, doesn't know where it's coming from. You know
they get triggered. They're triggered.
Yeah, I'm triggered. Debile, man. Even the nicest of them are debile.
It's scary, man. That's that's the real zombie apocalypse, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? If you go to the CDC website, they have it's kind of like a dark joke web page of their website, how to prepare for the zombie apocalypse, but it's really how to prepare for an emergency situation. And it's still up there. It's been up there for like 10 years. Crazy. On the CDC website. What the heck is that doing there? What is this? What is it? What's that show? Walking Dead?
I heard about it. I never watched it.
Yeah. It's like, it's crazy.
I hate zombie movies. Hate it.
Yeah. I have a question. Where is there a Torah source that talks? Besides T.S. Mason, like obviously, which is not zombies, but where did the concept, the idea of zombie where would that even come from for Hollywood and to get an idea to perpetuate movies about it and themes and whatever it is?
You could see how it might be connected to. There was you ever heard of a ghoul? You know what a ghoul is?
Yeah.
A ghoul is a type of monster that lives in cemeteries and eats dead bodies, and it ends up looking like a dead body. It's like this ugly thing. So there's that, and then there's vampires, right? That die and then they come back, right, as monsters. So you could see, and then you have the African, which was translated to the Caribbean voodoo traditions about making zombies. That's where the real zombies come from.
Yeah.
There was a movie.
That's where that comes from.
Dude, there was a movie that it's called Serpents of the Rainbow with Bill Pullman.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shnikes.
Serpents of the Rainbow?
Yeah, but you got privacy. Don't watch the movie.
Fine.
That movie is messed up. Okay? It's all about zombies and voodoo, and it's just messed up. Okay? And so that's where they get it from. They get it from that. That's where it came from. Okay? As far as I understand.
Yeah. No, because I always thought, I had this like idea that like, we're seeing more and more of these just movies about people, I guess, dying and then whatever, being zombies or resurrecting it. It's almost like Hashem is just implanting in the brains of people, preparing them for a scenario like this, like basically T.S. Mason.
But that's not what's being described.
I know it's not what it is. I know it's not what it is. But what I'm saying is, like, if we're talking about Mamish people, actually getting up from graves. I mean, that's actually what's going to physically happen, right?
So, what it's going to look like that I've seen from like sources, it's going to look like a rewind. Okay, because you're not going to have people get up from the graves. You're going to because people have the bodies have decomposed.
Okay.
Okay. So what's going to happen is like this. It's going to be that every little bit, everything that was ever a part of the body or the clothing that the person wore when they were buried, right, is going to come back and reform. Okay? So it's going to look like a rewind. And Rabbi Pinson, who's actually, people should check out Dov-Ber Pinson's lectures in general, but he sheds a lot of light on the Tehillat Meitim and other processes, where he says, similar to Rabbi Bax, that Tehillat Meitim, right, is essentially Adam resurrecting.
Yeah.
Adam Harishon, because we're all part of him. Okay? So it's going to be that every point in time and space is going to join in some way. You understand? It's very difficult to picture it, but the time and space are inseparable.
Can I tell you something? Like, as we were talking like this, I just for a quick second imagine like my grandfather, my mother's father, the one who I actually knew and met. I imagine him what would it be like if he just like appeared? I feel like I would be probably, I don't want to say sadder, but I would be like, I don't know, I just like had this feeling come over me of just like sadness to see him, because I wouldn't even believe that he's actually. It would be like I would feel like I'm looking at a hologram, not my actual grandfather in the flesh. You know what I mean? I would feel like he's just here for like 30 seconds and he's gonna go away again. Like you've seen the movies where it looks like he appeared, but it's like it looks so real, or like Ghost, But then it's like it's just a figment of imagination.
It's gonna take a little time for people, the shock of seeing our loved ones again.
Yeah, because it's like we want them back, but then it's like, really, what would you do if they came back? Physically?
No,
I would.
You wouldn't lose your mind. You wouldn't lose your mind, because remember, Mashiach. It's not going to start happening without Mashiach first fully revealing himself.
Yeah.
Mashiach comes to prepare the world for Olam Haba, for Rosh Hashanah, the year 6000. Yeah. Can you hang on for 1 second? I got to check on my wife for a minute. 1 second.
Yeah.
My bad.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah. I just heard her coughing. So I just wanted to make sure she wasn't choking, because they know I'm with her.
Yeah.
Right. That's like Louis C.K.
Yeah.
He had that routine where he was struggling to feed his kid. The kid just wouldn't want to eat. He's like, please, just fucking eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it. You gotta eat it. They know I have you. You're not gonna send me to jail.
That's funny.
No, so Mashiach is gonna come and prepare the world, and also it's not gonna happen like all of a sudden everybody gets up at the same time.
Yeah.
What's interesting is I think I heard that Moshe Rabbeinu, Aaron, and a few other people get up first, and they assist Mashiach.
I feel like I'm gonna be completely shocked by that, by seeing these people in particular.
Dude, Josephus, when he was writing about the Jews of his time, they were still scared of Moshe even at that time.
What? What do you mean by that?
He would say that, like, when they wanted to get people to act right, they're like, Moshe's watching.
It's like Barmaley. It's like as a kid.
No, it's like,
you know what I'm saying?
No, Barmaley is no.
No, it's like what they used to tell us,
it wasn't a fear. It was such a respect.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, but it's like I'm just trying to think of the closest thing,
Yeah, the kukui, right? For the Mexicans,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, they're from George Lopez. He's like, everybody has a kukui room in their house,
God.
He's like, kukui, and then he does an impression of some grown Mexican guy. He's like, no.
Wait, who's this? Is this Mencia? Who's that?
No, George Lopez.
Lopez.
Dude, I grew up in a building on Coney Island Avenue U.
Yeah.
And I used to play in the hallway, and there was a door that was like abandoned. Like, it used to be a door that goes into an apartment, and then they kind of like, I don't know, it wasn't a normal door.
Yeah.
And whenever the ball would like bounce over there, I would like, I was like, okay, I got to get it. So I'd run there quickly and then like run away before the Barmalier would get me.
Yep.
Okay.
The stuff that we were implanted. Baba Yaga. That's another one.
Yeah.
When I was in Uruguay, I was sitting in a fish restaurant with my friends. And
can you please say Uruguay like a real American?
Uruguay.
There you go. We're gonna say, dude. If I was talking to you, it'd be like, that Pakistani, I'd slap you. It's Pakistan, all right?
But yeah, I know. But so Pakistan, I'd say Pakistan. But here, Uruguay. I don't say Brazil. I say Brazil. Yeah, I say Brazil. But Uruguay is Uruguay. When I was in Uruguay, sitting in a fish restaurant in Punta del Este. Remember Punta del Este? We actually went there, but not for the... I missed it by a week, the whole... where they would tape, like Darren Emerson, Global Underground kind of thing.
I'm not familiar with it, but...
Darren Emerson.
I have Darren Emerson, Uruguay. That's from Uruguay.
That was in Punta del Este, so I went there with my friends. So we're sitting there in the fish restaurant in Punta del Este, Uruguay, because it was a part of our trip to Argentina. And then we see these like three women, and they all... my friend is like, Gregory, don't look now. There goes the Baba Yaga convention. It was pretty bad. We were like, how is this even possible? I mean, we're like in Argentina and Uruguay. It was like the land of smokestack on smokestacks. Everywhere.
Uruguay, really?
No, I mean like Argentina and Uruguay. No matter where you went, that whole area of the world is just smokestack on smokestack. But then we saw this like Baba Yaga convention sitting. And we were just like, what is this? It was like my father, it's like...
It happens.
It happens. It was like a total anomalous moment on this trip,
Greg, you cad, you.
CAD? What am I, architectural design? CAD?
No, that's just an old-timey word that I borrowed from Norm Macdonald.
You called me nothing but a hound dog today because I told you that
you ain't nothing but
because I told that I went to the Old Hill and I saw the attractive Lubavitch girls.
Zaybid Black.
And you're just like, I don't even know what you meant by that. Like, that I should have done something about it, that I didn't do it.
No, it's they used to have these expressions like,
I know.
Oh, he's just a hound dog, meaning like he's a skirt chaser.
I know that, but it's not, I was just making an observation. It's not like I chased anybody. I actually, if anything, I probably ran away.
Dude, I wasn't actually calling you a hound dog. I look for excuses to say words that I want to say, even if it doesn't make sense.
I get it. I'm the same.
All right. Why don't you go suck on a green whale, huh? Why don't you go? Why don't you get a horse, move to the mountains, stop bothering people? Got a personality like a dead moth. Okay, now don't screw this podcast up, okay? If you screw this podcast up, you're going to be tearing tickets off in Kuwait. So walla walla walla. Everybody sucking sand. Sorry, folks. We got a little bit esoteric there. That was Don Rickles. I was trying to channel him.
What movie was that? What was the name of the movie?
That was Dirty Work.
Yeah.
Possibly the greatest piece of cinema ever made.
Anyway, so we have about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
How do we, in the words of Vince Vaughn from Wedding Crashers, no, you lock it up.
I'm going to lock it up right now.
How do we lock it up?
So, anybody out there listening, if you guys know about software, about apps, okay, I have an idea that I just want it to come into the world, okay? You want to steal it from me? If you make it happen, I'll be happy. It's called Shtick recognition software.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Is this what's going to be the title of this video?
I don't know. But listen. I noticed that most of the time, people I get into arguments with are ladies, sometimes men, but mostly ladies, who don't understand that shtick is happening. They can't tell the difference between shtick and when someone is being serious.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And that's a serious problem, because shtick is one of the greatest joys of life. By the way, the origin of comedy, and I'm not joking around now for a second, everything comes from one sphere or another. Yeah. Comedy comes from Keter.
Interesting.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So we need people as leftists, okay? People who get triggered easily. We could solve this whole triggered crisis with shtick recognition software. Mm-hmm. Okay? So that people who, don't have to lose their shnikes every time, they hear something that they think is offensive, Yeah. All right? Yeah. It's shtick. Yeah. Okay? This whole podcast is shtick, except for some of the points. I think it's anybody who's slightly intelligent can tell the difference. Yeah. Okay? But you got to be looking for it. Yeah. Okay? You can't be looking for the bad guy. If you're living your life walking around looking for the bad guy, then you're gonna find it, because you need people like me.
Say goodbye to the bad guy.
Yeah. But you're not better than me. Like me. You're not better than me. You just hide it.
You just know how to lie and hide. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. Yeah. Say goodbye to the bad guy.
Goodbye, Piggy.
I like how we started and ended on this. Do you have any money?
So awesome, man. Pablo Francisco, bro. Pablo Francisco, what a legend that guy is. What a joy.
I love when he goes to Maria. ¿Por qué Maria? Maria?
Maria. ¿Por qué?
Maria. Pero tú chiquito. I love the part where he talks about how he did ecstasy. He's like, "Are you Ian? Oh. Are you Ian? No, I'm Pablo. Are you Ian?"
She goes, "No, are you Ian?" He's like, "What is that?" He goes, "Are you on ecstasy?" He's like,
ecstasy.
He goes, "No, what does it do? It makes you." We're not going to say it on this point. He goes, "I'll take 10."
Yeah, it makes you a hound dog.
Right. No, but the funniest part was the black bouncer. When he took 2, right? He took 2 at the same time, and he didn't know what to do, so he went to the black bouncer, and he's like, "Hey, man, what do you do?" He goes, "I'm over here, man." Yeah. He's like, "Oh." He goes, "What do you do?" He goes, "I took ecstasy." He goes, "How much you take, man?" "I took 2." He goes, "Oh, man. Oh, you took 2?" He goes, "Yeah, what's gonna happen?" He goes, "You either gonna die." No, he's like, "You either gonna go to jail or you're gonna die." The good news is you're gonna feel real good. He goes, "Look, man, when'd you take it?" "Like just now." He goes, "All right, you got at least like half an hour before it kicks in, right? Get yourself back to the hotel room." Yeah. and then he's in South Beach traffic, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, oh my god. And he kicks in,
He's like, eh. He goes, "Get out of the way or I'll have sex with all of you." Dude, what a joy that guy is.
The funny part is that I know exactly, like, I could put myself in his shoes because we have that experience in that exact area of Miami.
Yes.
And
yes.
Amazing. And like,
yes.
I never paid 1 red cent to get into any one of these parties, except for maybe one in the Winter Music Conference. Not 1 red cent, because I used to drop names like crazy from. This is back when you could drop names from New York clubs and say that you were from a label. No, you could say
I'm Pete Tong's roadie.
It wasn't even that. It was like I got into a Hernan Catano and Nick Warren thing by saying that I'm from Metro Dance. He used to have a show, Metro Dance Buenos Aires. Hernan Catano. I said I'm from the radio station, Metro Dance 97, whatever the hell it is. And the guy's like, "Okay, how many are you?"
You fucking sneaky bastard.
Exactly, ice holes. So I don't think I pretended to be the owner of Cielo one time. I got into Nikki Beach. Dude, did I tell you this? I came up to the girl. I don't think she understood me correctly. I'm like, this is like the daytime party in Nikki Beach. I'm like, hi, I'm on the. No, I said, no, you know what I said? I said, I'm on the Nicholas Matar list. I didn't say I was Nicholas Matar. And this girl goes, oh, so you're Nicholas. I heard so much about you. I was working at some restaurant. I guess he owned it or something in Manhattan. I'm like, oh yeah, we closed that down since then. And I guess she kind of like, speaking of Shtick, she kind of knew that I'm doing Shtick, which I guess she looked at me. She's like, I guess she appreciated the effort. She's like, okay, we're just gonna give you the general admission. We're not the VIP. This is not the VIP access. So if I was actually Nicholas Matar, she would be like, probably give me VIP access. But I guess she realized I wasn't that, but that I knew enough to mention his name, so she kind of like appreciated that.
You're an insider. You knew how to finagle.
She didn't tell me that. I could tell that she was just she had rachamim on me and my friend. It was just it was just hilarious. I was like, oh my god, this is just too easy with this place. This is like 2009, My god, you can't do that anymore.
I was already married. I was already married for a year.
I remember I was actually at that time still like once in a while I would like try to invite you to like PS1 or something. I kept forgetting that you were like Shomer Shabbos, and I'm like, but you were like really sad about it.
I wasn't sad. No, I wasn't sad about it. But it's just sort of like, I knew that like X days were gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like once you're married, there's no more X.
Yeah. You're not Ian anymore. You're Pablo.
I'm Pablo. No, I'm Pablo. He goes, and the music, and remember he was doing the impression of the music? He's like,
and the music sounds like this.
He's like, for 5 hours, for everybody's. Like, this is the longest song ever. Yeah, he does. He's like, yeah, no, that was awesome. Was that the same show? That was the same show when he was making fun of that death metal. He's like, Isako Sisa. He was making fun of that like that.
Oh my god, yeah, with the piercing.
You remember that, right?
Because he's talking about the piercings, like ping, 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 Pikachu,
yeah, ping, ping, ping.
Pikachu.
Right. He goes, he sounds like Cookie Monster, He's like, how does he write the lyrics for that song? Like, Isako Sisa, Isaka Sisa Sisa. And then he does the impression of the girl that likes him. He goes, yeah, baby, do it. Yeah. He's a monster. He's like a beast. He's an animal. He's a monster. Yeah, baby, do it. Isako Sisa. Isako Sisa. Isako Sisa.
It sounds like a possession. Somebody's possessed.
Sounds like Cookie Monster.
Terrible.
He's Cookie.
All right. Anyway, listen.
Yeah.
I'm here as a guest at someone's home, and I have to. No, you lock it up.
With the flip. Yeah, listen. Yeah. So listen. Pattern recognition. Excuse me, not pattern recognition. That's something else. Shtick recognition software and app for our Shtick. What's the word? I wasn't going to say Shtick deficient, But those Shtick challenged members of our population who can't recognize Shtick when it's happening.
Yeah.
And this is like 80% of the reason for all the misery in the world.
Yep. Of course.
Okay? Learn how to recognize Shtick if you can. And for those that can't, we gotta make an app.
Yep.
I put forth the Shtick app. All right?
Yeah.
And and I'll just expect or don't be surprised or leave room in your mind for everything to work out perfectly and also right away. Like don't feel like things have to happen a certain way, like Rabbi Anava, which I didn't agree with him because I understand why he feels the way that he does.
Yeah.
But it's just that's like the pattern. You understand?
Yeah.
The pattern doesn't need to continue. God could stop it at the at the flick. He doesn't even need to do that. Think about what happened in the USSR.
Yeah.
This giant, horrifying monster just fizzled out without a shot fired.
That's true,
virtually
but
overnight.
there was a lot of work done for that to happen, meaning on the part of Reagan and a few other people.
On the part of a couple of people, but we didn't feel it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Okay? So that can happen again. That was a model. That was a mini preview of how this is all going to go down.
A form of, it was Mitzrayim, yeah. 1 million people left. It was a form of Geulah. Oh my goodness. Need some water. In any event, sir.
How was that?
It's been real deal Holyfield.
Nice.
And,
you better recognize the Shtick.
That's right.
All right, brother.
Yeah. Or, as they said in Wedding Crashers, you got to anticipate the rush. Sack. Remember playing football? And he's like, you got to anticipate the rush. He's like on steroids. It's like a horse on steroids. Something like that. I don't know.
It's crazy.
All right, sir.
Remember, man, you're the bear, and they're all the bunnies.
Oh my goodness.
They're in your clothes, man.
Back to that. Speaking of Shtick, back to that Shtick.
Oh man, Heather Graham. She looked amazing in that movie.
Which one?
We're talking about Swingers.
Oh.
Right? Which one was the original? Swingers or Swingers.
I guess so.
With Favre.
Yeah. John Favreau.
Favre
is from Super Troopers. Favre.
Right. Favre.
John Favreau.
Yeah. Favre, your suspension continues. Hey, Favre, where's that place you like to go to? You mean Shenanigans? All right, man.
All right. I'll talk to you.